guys, this is Lala Legacy, and welcome back to Air. So, let's jump right back in. New clothes are alluring after all. I have clothes for you as well, Uraha. My oh my! You two go change into these, I'll stand guard. Understood. Come this way, Lady Kanna. Uraha directed Kanna into the woods. I'm fine the way I am! But Sir Ruya brought this for you. Are you going to let his effort go to waste? I did not order him to do that. I want to see your delighted face as well, Lady Kanna. You're only one... Wait, what? You're the only one happy to put this on me. If you insist on being unreasonable. Kanna sensed danger and turned to run, but alas, she was too late. Hey! Uraha covered Kanna's face with her sleeves and pinoined her? This was Uraha's favorite trick. She flailed her arms around. However, her violent thrashing came too late. Sir Ruya, please give us a minute. Sure. Love her tenderly. Thank you for your kind words. Well then. Uraha dragged Kanna into the woods. She's like a bandit. A generous bandit at that. To strip her victim bare, and then dress her in a new set of clothes. I stared idly at the sky visible through the treetops. How peaceful. Are you done yet? Not yet. I suppose not. Done? Just one moment, please. It should have been an easy task for her. Done? Just a little bit more. It's not like she's delivering a baby. Does she have to be so meticulous? Hey, Uraha, that's enough. I was just about to lose my temper when Uraha answered me worriedly. I finished dressing Lady Kanna, but... This outfit is horrible, terrible! I will not be seen in this! Kanna was throwing a tantrum. After a heated exchange, Uraha said in a low voice, If you insist on being unreasonable... Hey! So it still came down to that. I apologize for the delay. Uraha appeared with a cool demeanor with Kanna by her side. Kanna, on the other hand, was blushing from ear to ear. Why must I be dressed in this manner? She lifted up a dangling sleeve and groaned in contempt. You look good in it. You look good in it, Kanna. Really? Kanna's concerns diminished after we showered her with praises. That's right. You look just like any village girl. That way, you can be skinny and not be suspected for anything. She punched me. Stop rubbing it in! Lady Kanna was saying the strangest things. You fool! Don't speak of that! She said she couldn't show herself to you when dressed in inappropriate clothes. But Lady Kanna, anything will look wonderful on you because you're just too adorable. Kanna looked troubled by Uraha's confidence. These clothes don't make you stand out. It's also easier to move in them, right? And you should feel cooler wearing them. Stop glaring at me. Do you hate your new clothes that much? Aww. She lowered her sleeves with its faded colors and moaned piteously. I, for one, think you look better in simple clothes. What do you mean? You look cuter and more energetic than when you're dressed in those stuffy clothes. You have strange tastes. Oh well, I shall have to bear with these clothes. Kanna nodded reluctantly and finally put the matter aside. Sir Ruya, may I know where you found these clothes? Do I have to tell you everything? Uraha waited for my reply with a calm smile. She already knew the answer, but chose to remain quiet. I found them in a basket down by the river. You stole them? But I left money in exchange for the clothes. although I could not be certain if they had any use for money in these trying times. I hesitate to say that Lady Kanna's clothes are a little too short for her. These are not tailor-made, just bear with them. My clothes, on the other hand, are a little too long. Do these perhaps belong to a mother and her daughter? Do you mean I'm wearing the clothes of a little girl? Then I must be wearing the clothes of a mother. Uraha's eyes narrowed with delight. Kanna, on the other hand, had anger mixed with embarrassment on her face. That's right, Lady Kanna. Please take a look at these. I found these together with the clothes. Uraha was holding some balls made of cloth. They must have found their way into the clothes when they were washing it. She handed all 3 of them to Kanna. What are these? She squished 3 cloth balls in her fingers curiously. Don't ask me, I wouldn't know. Uraha smiled. She seemed to be itching to reveal the secret. These are bean bags. Bean bags? Children of noble birth used them to play juggling. What's juggling? It's a game for girls. That much I had heard of. It was a game to see who could keep as many stones in the air simultaneously as possible. I get it. The player won't get hurt if the stones are made of cloth. I looked at the beanbags Kanna was fiddling with. Although they appeared to be made from scraps of cloth, there were numerous stitches running through them. I found it funny that Uraha would refer to them as toys for the noble. Children are treasures regardless of status. Uraha read my face and smiled. What's inside these things? Seashells or red beans, perhaps? Oh, red beans? She brought one close to her eyes and expected it. I don't see an opening for taking out the beans. Why would you want to take them out? How do I eat them if I don't take them out? Why did you stop talking? No, never mind. Lady Kanna, could I borrow them for a moment? She received the beanbags from Kanna and repositioned them carefully in her right hand. Hold them like this, and... She tossed the beanbags upwards, one by one with her left hand. She caught the first beanbag with her left hand and tossed it upward again before the next one landed. The 3 beanbags flew in a circular arc. Kanna watched on with mouth agape. After Uraha performed her act for a while, she caught all 3 beanbags with both hands. Impressive. You're too kind. Kanna was frozen stiff with surprise. Can I do that as well? That seemed to be what she had wanted to ask all this time. You won't know until you try. With a little practice, you'll definitely become good at it. As usual, Uraha had no basis for saying that. Are you really sure it'll only take a little practice? That's right. Are you really sure it'll only take a little practice? I'm really sure. Are you really? That's annoying, Lady Kanna. I had never seen Kanna ponder so seriously about something. Do teach me right away. Right now. Uraha looked at me for confirmation. The sun was already hanging low in the west after the incident with Kanna's heat stroke and my search for new clothes. We could not get very far even if we set off now. Alright, let's camp here for the night. You 2 must be tired. Rest while you can. Lady Kanna, here are the beanbags. Right! Kanna accepted the beanbags with a solemn expression. It's easier to play sitting down. Oh, is that so? Kanna's learning began. Let us start with the very basics. Hold 2 beanbags in both hands like this. I sat down by a tree far away and listened to Uraha's instructions. I untied my bundle and took out the contents. A few documents were wrapped in oiled paper to keep out the water. I had snatched some documents when I was gathering documents about the winged beings under orders. The rest of the documents at the shrine must be ashes by now. The first document I picked up was an aged scroll. The documents were cryptic and difficult to decipher. The next document was a book. Crusade Against the Winged. An indescribable feeling overtook me. I decided to skim through the easy parts first. According to this book, There were winged beings who were confined in the past, just like Kanna. I skipped through several pages and another paragraph caught my eye. They who possess wings must or bring misfortune untold. Gods of calamity, perishment shall transpire beyond the clouds. It meant that the winged beings are gods that would destroy everything in this world. Precedent events in the distant past were recorded in this tiny words. However, whether these records were truth or falsehood, I had no way of knowing. I would have to analyze these documents at my own pace. I closed the book and stretched my body. My eyes hurt a little because I was not accustomed to reading. I stood up and went over to Kanna and Uraha. So, did you get better at it? Kanna turned to face me with surprise, with the beanbag still in her hands. She seemed to have been focusing on her practice. On the other hand, Uraha looked exhausted. This is child's play! You sound confident. Let's see what you can do. What's wrong? You want to see what I can do, don't you? That's exactly what I said. Very well. Because you are my loyal servant, I will perform for you just once. You are truly a fortunate man. Be careful not to let your jaws fall to the ground after witnessing my spectacular feat. These 3 beanbags are going to fly through the air like the wind. Juggling is just too... Enough boasting and just get on with it. Kanna put all of the beanbags in her right hand and put on a serious face. She seemed to be concentrating. Sweat seemed to be forming on her skin, but I assumed that was the mark of a juggling master. Hey! Oh, whoops. It's like, hey! Following her shout, the first beanbag flew into the air. The beanbag flew overhead and landed near my feet. I picked it up and handed it back to Kanna. My hand slipped, that's all! I'll definitely do it right the next time, just watch! Right. Go! Impressive. 2 beanbags this time. I picked them up and handed them over once again. Kanna took them from me without saying a word. You mustn't depend on strength alone. Throw them just high enough to reach your eye level. I know that! Yeah! 3 beanbags hit the trunk of a tree far away. I was too flabbergasted to speak. Kanna got up and went to retrieve the beanbags herself. I've only just started learning. It's amazing that I can do this much already. That's not for you to say. She was pathetic even by a novice's standard. How should I even describe her? She's hopelessly poor at juggling. Uraha must have worn herself out from teaching Kanna. Quiet, you! Did you not tell me that I only needed a little practice? She clutched her beanbags with both hands. Shouldn't the practice be the one... Shouldn't she practice with one beanbag first? I told her that many times, but she just wouldn't listen. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet! There's something wrong with the beanbags. They're too big for my hands. That's not true. These beanbags are made for children. Then they must be too small. Their sizes are just right. Then it must be... They're neither too heavy, nor too light, nor too hard, nor too soft, nor too sweet, nor too spicy. Then why can't I juggle them well? Although the reason was that she had no flair for juggling, it would be wise to keep my mouth shut. Oh, whatever! Go away, both of you! You're ruining my concentration! She readied her beanbags again. Uraha, let's go. But... I dragged a reluctant Uraha away from Kanna. Oh, poor Lady Kanna. My incompetence is the cause. Uraha appeared to be at a loss after her master had ordered her to leave her side. You're not incompetent. In fact, you're too competent. Huh? One who is adept at something are oftentimes the worst at teaching it. Or perhaps I should say that Kanna was a failure at learning. Either way, let's just leave her be until she gets tired of it. Uraha looked satisfied with my answer. I'm heading out for a while. Where to? The river near the village has some fish traps set up. I may be lucky to catch something. Or I may be able to catch something if I'm lucky. To whom does the fish trap belong to? The fish don't belong to anyone. Indeed, that is so. Then I shall mend Lady Kanna's outer coat in the meantime. Isn't it tattered? Just throw it away. What a preposterous thing to say! I'm sorry, do whatever you want. The sun had almost set when I returned with my spoils. The forest looked as though it were from another world. The color of the ancient bark of the trees faded with each passing minute. The birds and the cicadas had ceased their incessant chattering. It had become unusually quiet. So quiet that it was hard to tell the hour in this frozen peace. But soon I heard a girl's voice from up ahead. Ah! Why can't I get this right? Only the dead can know true peace. I'm back. Welcome back. Uraha was watching Kanna with an exasperated look. Has she been at it this whole time? Yes, I asked her to stop, but she wouldn't listen. She never had the chance to play with toys at the shrine. Her tender gaze was akin to that of a mother. I handed Uraha my spoils. 8 freshwater fish, strung together through the gills with a string made from straw. These are salmon. Oh my! Every one of them is round and plump. Put a generous amount of salt on them and grill them. Are you certain? Salt was an essential mineral that was hard to come by in our journey. Moreover, we had avoided setting up campfires all this time to avoid getting discovered. Nothing tastes like as insipid as freshwater fish without salt. Keep the fire small and avoid using pine. Understood. Uraha merrily set off to start a fire. We had yet the chance to savor a warm meal ever since leaving the shrine. Kanna, are you coming for dinner? Eat all you want! I'm busy over here! Her mood was foul as ever. I had not expected her to be so tenacious. Or perhaps she just hated losing. I suppose we should let her play until she gives up. But it'll do no good for her body if she doesn't eat. I'm sure she'll come running when she smells the food. Quite right. She's a glutton after all. Shush! I can hear you! Don't get mad, or you won't be able to keep your hand steady. Then stop making me mad! I struck 2 flint stones and the kindling caught fire. With a small knife, Uraha deftly guts the fish and made skewers out of dry branches. She then impaled the fish and planted them around the fire. The fatty oil of the fish sizzled and gave off a tantalizing smell. As predicted, Kanna sauntered over to us. Done with the beanbags. It's too dark to even see my hands. I'll continue tomorrow. Her mind was all on the fish now. Are breams on the menu tonight? What scrawny breams we have here. Do these long skinny things look like breams to you? They're salmon. Whatever, make haste with the cooking. This one is cooked. Uraha picked up the largest fish and proceeded to taste it. That was when I stopped her. Hey, Uraha. Yes? We've already left the shrine. You don't have to test for poison anymore. But this is my duty. Well, I understand your position. But from now on, I want Kanna to do everything by herself. Kanna leaned forward. I've been having the same thoughts. With such a small fish, there won't be much left after you take a bite. Uraha kept silent for a few moments, then handed the fish untouched to Kanna. Here you go, Lady Kanna. You have done well. She snatched it from Uraha and was just about to chomp on the head of the fish. Don't swallow the bones. I know that! She started chewing heartily from the abdomen instead. Her eyebrows creased slightly. Perhaps it was still too hot for her. Freshwater fish are delicious, aren't they? She was too busy eating to answer. Let's eat. Yes! The 3 of us sat in a circle and partook of the feast. The cozy fire danced at the center of us. Saruya! Yes. The three of us sitting around a fire on a mountain like this is as if a playboy abducted a princess and escaped into the wilderness, only to regret his deed after learning how ignorant the princess was of the ways of the world. What a rustic analogy! Except the truth isn't much different. Uraha, give me another one. Yes, right away. Just take whichever fish you like. Really? In that case... Don't take them all! A greedy man, aren't you? Who's the greedy one here? But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys, so if you liked it... please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, by subscribing you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!